Hello, YouTubers, and welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. I have 7 articles in this episode for you. The first one here is off of Liberty Writers, and it says, "Unbelievable. Right after health care loss, Trump revealed his Trump card." And it says, "Look, we all wanted to see Obamacare go away. However, a bunch of Democrats and people like John McCain and Paul Ryan did their best to make that not happen, but it didn't slow Trump down one bit. In fact, Donald Trump knows Obamacare will fail, so now he's on part 2 of his plan to save the country. It is a very complicated issue. In a way, tax reform is a lot simpler. We are not cutting this up and doing it in little pieces at a time." And there's some video in this if you want to pull it up and take a look at that. The article continues. It says, "Well, that's good to hear. So what does the new tax reform involve? Big tax cuts for individuals, big tax cuts for businesses, tax on imports from other countries, reduced tax deductions for the extremely wealthy." See, this is exactly what Donald Trump promised us during the election, and he's doing it. The real reason the Democrats hate Trump is because he actually keeps his word. The article I have is also off of Liberty Writers, and it says, "After massively screwing up the health care bill, Paul Ryan got some very bad news today." President Trump pulled out the health care bill today. Many believe that the unpopular health care bill named Ryan Care was another big government solution. President Trump is playing chess because this is the perfect way to get rid of Paul Ryan once and for all. According to Breitbart News, many allies of the president and several White House officials have now confirmed that the president is concerned that Ryan may not have his or his agenda's best interests at heart. Ryan's failure to deliver the votes on health care cement Trump's skepticism of Ryan, they say. This is another example of the staff not serving the president well and the weakness of Paul Ryan's speakership, a source near Trump told Breitbart. This calls into question once again the speaker's commitment to supporting Donald Trump and his agenda. Breitbart News, the president is not happy with Ryan. Here's Ryan's tapping out like the loser that he is in a video here that they have in this article called "We Just Didn't Quite Get Consensus." Senior aides from 7 House GOP office from the House Freedom Caucus told Breitbart that there is a discussion going around to replace Paul Ryan as the Speaker of the House. "I say we keep this going, keep the energy going. It's time to actually drain the swamp." And then it says here at the bottom of it, "It's time to get rid of this snake in the grass rhino." Yeah, I'm not sure that he's on the right side there. Next one's called dailycaller.com. Says, "Spicer says no, White House does not have a plan B if the HCA does not pass." I tell you what, I'm crazy over Spicer. Oh, man. I'm probably his biggest fan. Sean Spicer repeatedly shot down hypotheticals from MSNBC's Haley Jackson during Thursday's White House press briefing. Spicer's claim that there is only a plan A before asking if there is an acknowledgement there needs to be a plan B if this fails. Jackson also asked if the White House has asked Speaker Paul Ryan to delay the votes. Requested Jackson repeat the question, but as she started to, he silenced her with a second no. I love that guy. Oh, man. The next one we have is off of Conservative Tribune. The administration tried legalizing alien accuser of murder. Last year, the administration of then President Barack Hussein Obama initiated a process to grant legal status to a 35-year-old criminal alien from Mexico with a lengthy criminal rap sheet, whom immigration authorities had tried to deport on several occasions. This same criminal alien, Texas resident Armando Rodrigo Garcia Ramirez, was arrested and charged earlier this month in the shooting death of a 15-year-old girl named Jennifer Delgado. not only pregnant with a man's child, but was also the mother of his 1-year-old son, according to the Houston Chronicle. But it gets worse. Multiple sources have confirmed to local news station WOAI that Ramirez was at one time Delgado's stepfather, and that nobody knew the couple acted on the knowledge or brought it to the attention of authorities. And there's a video with some local coverage of that story if you want to watch the video. Added to all of that was the equally disturbing fact that Garcia Ramirez should not have even been in the United States when the murder occurred on March the 6th. The Washington Times explained that after he was busted last year smuggling 5 other illegal immigrants into the U.S., prosecutors declined to pursue the smuggling case, and Mr. Garcia made bond on immigration charges and was let go. Months later, this criminal thug even reportedly approved for a work permit, making him eligible for taxpayer-funded benefits. To make matters even worse, this was not Garcia Ramirez's first brush with the law. According to the Washington Free Beacon, he was arrested in 2008 for assault, in 2009 for theft, in 2011 for unknown charge, yet every time he somehow managed to slip through the fingers of both the police and the immigration authorities, due in part to the pro-illegal immigration policies of Barack Obama. His name, because his existence, his behavior, his debauchery is exactly why President Donald Trump won the 2016 election. The American people are sick of seeing law-breaking goons slapped on the wrist over and over again while innocent law-abiding men, women, and children suffer. Change, and hopefully President Trump is the man needed to bring about the change. And I want you to keep in mind, this crap was going on while our patriots have been sitting in prison in Oregon and Nevada. The next article I have for you is off of BizPac Review. Adult refugees with school kids is rare. One mayor's account will give you chills. If you think your school principal is your child's pal and has his back, you haven't looked into the situation far enough. That was the assessment of Fox News Justice host Janine Pirro in light of the recent alleged rape of a 14-year-old girl in Maryland high school bathroom by 2 illegal immigrants. And there is video in this if you want to pull it up and look at it. Who's in school with your children? Pirro, a former New York judge, asked. The greatest job of the government is to protect the citizens, Chester County, Pennsylvania Sheriff Carolyn Bunny Welsh told Pirro, adding that children, who are our most vulnerable citizens, are left unprotected by jurisdictions that set themselves up as sanctuaries for illegals. Because Montgomery County, Maryland, where the attack allegedly happened, refused to cooperate with federal immigration officials, the system failed at every step of the way in this case, Welsh told Pirro. Lynn, Massachusetts Mayor Judith Flanagan Kennedy, another guest on Justice, told Fox News host that the large influx of foreigners into her city with limited English language skills is straining the Lynn school system. Many of these children who are coming in stopped their formal education at 3rd grade, she said, but they are growing well into adulthood. We can't put them into a 3rd grade classroom. In the case of the Maryland incident, the alleged 14-year-old victim was in the 9th grade class as her attackers, who were ages 18 and 17. Flanagan Kennedy recalled an incident where one immigrant with a 3rd grade education even had gray hairs at the temples. I couldn't see putting that person in 3rd grade class, so they go in as freshmen in high school. The mayor said her city tried to take care of the problem by putting the immigrants into night classes, but was stopped. We were told by a children's advocacy group that we were not giving equal education to these students, she said, so we had to shut down the night school and put everyone into regular daytime classes. She added that because they don't come in with any records of any sort, the school system has no idea if they have criminal records or have received vaccinations for communicable communicable diseases. They don't even bring a birth certificate with them, so we have to accept their word for their age when they enter school. Share the same classroom as do our children. Off BizPack Review. Muslim police officer backed by CAIR sues for wrongful termination. So what's the true story? A Muslim police officer filed a wrongful termination lawsuit citing religious discrimination after being fired for allegedly violating department rules and making anti-Jewish slurs. Ramtin Sabet is an Iranian-born officer who started working for the North Chicago Police Department in 2007. Sabet claims he was fired last month after complaining to his supervisors about a pattern of harassment from his peers, whom he claimed mocked him as a terrorist and made jokes about falafel and hummus. Sabet alleges the harassment started a few years ago, Fox News reported. It's unclear what triggered the sudden harassment, since Sabet doesn't claim he was harassed during his entire 10-year tenure. Did his peers suddenly become Islamophobic? The North Chicago Police Department denied Sabet's claims and said it fired him for violating department rules. Sabet is also accused of making anti-Semitic slurs against Jews and then lying about it to investigators. It is extremely hard to get a cop fired because of well-funded police unions. I filed a complaint. I'll try this again. I filed a complaint. I wanted the harassment to stop, Sabet said. They turned it all the way around on me and they terminated me. If Ramtin Sabet is telling the truth, there would probably be a paper trail of complaints he had filed over the years documenting his harassment. It's unclear if such paperwork exists to corroborate his religious discrimination claims. Sabet's lawsuit is being promoted by CAIR, Council on American Islamic Relations, the militant Muslim advocacy group that was designated as a terrorist organization by the United Arab Emirates. Sabet said he wants to empower other Muslims to fight back. The North Chicago Police Department said it plans to vigorously defend itself against the suit. The next article I have is off of Western Journalism. Hannity questions Trump travel ban. Judge suggests ties to Obama and drug use, and there's video in this. Following the issuance of a temporary injunction against President Donald Trump's second travel ban, conservatives across the country expressed outrage over allegations of judicial activism and overreach. On his radio show Wednesday, political pundit and media personality Sean Hannity took aim at the U.S. District Court judge who delivered the ruling, Judge Derek Watson, claiming his close ties to former President Barack Obama should have prompted a recusal. This judge who issued the travel ban ruling is an Obama law school classmate. Maybe he should have recused himself from the case, asked Hannity. As Hannity continued to question the relationship between Watson and Obama, he went so far as to suggest the two may have done drugs together over the course of their relationship. Just maybe. Were they best friends in Hawaii? Were they part of a chom gang, smoking pot and hanging out, doing a little weed and maybe even a little blow? He asked, prompting outrage from some. While some have suggested Hannity's comments crossed the line, Obama's past drug use is no secret and was a topic of conversation discussed at length throughout his presidency. In fact, the president himself was rather candid about his past use of drugs, and the Chom Gang, as Obama discussed in one of his biographies, was the nickname he and his pot-smoking friends gave themselves. Yet it's unclear whether the judge, Watson, was a member of Obama's inner circle of friends, nor is it clear just how close him and Obama actually are. As far as evidence, one of the only points known for certain is that the two graduated from Harvard Law School in 1991 alongside current Supreme Court nominee Judge Neil Gorsuch. It is also safe to say, however, at least part of the speculation regarding Obama And Watson was generated after several media outlets reported Obama visited Hawaii just days before Watson issued his ruling. Whether Obama met with Watson in an attempt to influence his decision is unknown. There does not seem to be any current evidence that Judge Watson ever engaged in drug use. And that's all I have in this episode. More episodes to follow. If you like what I'm doing here, give it a thumbs up, share it on your social media so everybody gets to hear the news, and don't forget to subscribe. That way you'll stay informed.